Good morning from Disneyland Paris. I am up bright and early, although it's not bright, it's that early, it's still dark. But I have come for a character dining breakfast. So I'm here for when the park is opening. We do have our own separate entrance, so I think you're supposed to be able to go in a little bit earlier so you can get there on time. The character dining breakfast is at 8:15. I have to say, they have seemingly changed up how you enter the park. When I got to the hotel security, that didn't open until 7:40. Then they held you at the gates just before you get to the park, next to the main security. The main security people, they weren't letting in until exactly 8 o'clock. And then they opened the gates for us a few minutes before 8, which I've never experienced before. Normally you could queue up right at the gates to the entrance of the parks, where you scan your ticket way before 8, so that you're ready to go in. But they've made some changes. It's seemingly working okay. It doesn't seem to be a problem. I'm going to go and get in my special queue now, ready to go meet some characters. So as you can see, guests go to the left if you're staying at the hotel and you've got extra magic hours, but I've got a character dining breakfast, so I'm going to this nice short queue over here, and let's go in. Always such a stunning entrance, and it's so exciting to start to see things in a bit more of the light instead of the dark. It was so amazing yesterday to actually kind of walk into the park when it was already dark and everything was lit up, and even at this time of the day where it's starting to get bright, it's so amazing. One of the benefits people used to talk about if you did a character dining breakfast is you'd get into the park a little bit earlier so you could get the castle photos with no one else in. That's definitely not the case today. They kind of let everyone in at the same time. Of course, at this very moment it is quieter than usual, so you can still get amazing photos. But I don't know if just today's an outlier, because I've never experienced this at Disneyland Paris, or if this is just a new way of doing things. But yeah, it felt like everything was a bit late today, but maybe they were a bit late. But otherwise, they're just testing people's patience. Are you able to wait? And a lot of people will get a bit antsy, especially if you've got the character dining, because you're like, I've got to get there in time. But they know when they've let people in or not. So, and luckily, this is such a lovely park because it's so walkable. It's not going to take you very long to get there. So let's head back. And I've never done this character dining breakfast, so I'm very excited. If you are coming to the park for extra magic hours, what I do is as soon as I enter the park, I will open the app so that you can see which rides are open, because not all rides are open and it's not the same rides every day. So you'll be able to go on things in Fantasyland and Frontierland. However, you might think, I'm going to go on Big Thunder Mountain first, and the day you'll hear it isn't open, but the next day it is. So do just check the app so that you can go straight to the rides that are open and not waste time going on a little detour and then nothing you want to go on is open yet. Always so pretty, and I love when they have the lights on. It's just even more spectacular. Later on I want to go in the Christmas shop, but right now we're actually going to cut through the castle so we can head towards our restaurant. I will never ever get over how stunning the inside of this castle is, especially with the stained glass windows. And it's so special because most Disney castles, you can't go inside them, and you certainly can't go like beneath them and above them. So yeah, it's so wonderful we have that here. And as you walk into Fantasyland, right next door is where we're heading for breakfast, and we are going to Auberge de Cendrillon. So when you first come in, they ask, would you like the regular menu or the vegan menu? They have a specific set vegan menu that is separate, which is amazing. So I'm going to show you what is on offer. It's also really good to know that they do have a children's vegan option, which is quite rare in Disneyland Paris. I am so excited for this tofu scramble. You also get a waffle, you get some sweet treats, you get drinks, so this is going to be amazing. So my vegan feast has arrived. You get some beans, some tofu scramble, some sausage, a tomato, and a little waffle, which is so cute. You also get brought over some of the amazing vegan croissants. and you have a selection of fruits and chia seeds, which is amazing. You also get juice and hot drinks. The hot drinks you can have oat milk, soya milk, coconut milk, they have lots of options. So let's dive in and see what the food is like. I'm so excited for a tofu scramble. It's like my favourite thing, and it's quite rare to find in Disneyland Paris, so let's try it. That's really interesting. I think they've used a little bit of black salt to give it kind of an eggy taste. And it's got some spices. It's very savoury but very nice. I'll also try some of the sausage. I'm assuming this might be Beyond Meat because they do have an official partnership with Beyond. Such a tasty sausage. It's the same sausages that you do get in the hotels. It's really good. I also love that you do get a little bit of an allergy waffle, which is so cute. The allergy waffle, I don't know if I didn't read about it properly. It's quite savoury. It's not particularly sweet. It also has Cinderella's face on, so we feel a bit bad cutting her face off. Next up, I'm going to try some of the sweet treats. So you get 3 different ones. One that looks like it's like a fruit salad. One is a chia seed mix. And one is like a porridge. So we're going to try more. I'm not a massive fan of chia seeds normally, just the texture. But it looks great because it looks like it's got some sort of like mango or passion fruit topping. But let's start with the little fruit salad. That's really, really nice. It's really fresh, but what's great about it is where it's diced really small, it's much easier to eat and you get a proper mix of all of the different fruits, so that's really good. Next, let's try the porridge mix. You also get some blueberries and a raspberry on top. That's really nice. It's really, really sweet. It's a nice texture. The fruit's really fresh. I really like that as well. I was a bit worried about these, but so far, really enjoying them. And then we'll try the chia seeds. I think, I don't know how I'm going to feel about the texture, but I feel like I'm going to love the topping. The texture is still weird to me, but I do love the kind of mango topping. That's really, really nice. It's so lovely to meet you.
You look so beautiful.
You've got hair goals. I'm obsessed.
Thank
the
you so much.
flowers in the hair.
You know, Pascal chose the flowers for me this morning.
That's so lovely.
Right?
I love Pascal.
Choose some flowers for you too.
That'd be amazing.
Maybe some red ones to match your
Yes,
jumper.
it'd be perfect. It'd be amazing. I just have to grow my hair a bit more.
No, it's perfect as it is.
It'd be amazing. It'd be wonderful.
So nice to see
It's
you.
lovely to see you. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you. This has been such a lovely character dining experience. We've met 3 princesses. So we've met Rapunzel, Aurora, and Cinderella. Of course, Cinderella actually had a Christmas costume on, which I absolutely loved, and you get to have like these really nice interactions with them, some photographs. I think the food has been really, really good. It was nice that you got a mixture of sweet things, savoury things, you got the vegan croissants, you got drinks. It's €60 in total. So it is a pricier breakfast, but you're mostly paying to meet the characters, and this is also a really stunning location. It is a beautiful, beautiful setting, and I've just had a really, really lovely character meal, and I had the best people next to me at my next table. We've had the most wonderful morning chatting and getting to meet the characters together. So I want to say a massive thank you because they made this experience even more amazing. But I think this is well worth it. It's a wonderful way to start your day and a proper Disney way to start your day by meeting characters. And what's really nice is when you meet characters like princesses and their face characters, you can have interactions and speak to them. And some people prefer that because it's easier to talk. Some people prefer when you have the fur characters like Mickey, and somewhere like Plaza Gardens is good for that. Now, it is worth noting that Plaza Gardens next year is going to be shut for a lengthy renovation. But the great news is that means at Auberge de Cendrillon, you're going to meet princesses and Mickey. So that's going to be even more exciting. I've also done the lunch and dinner here, which is a 3-course set menu, and it's also fantastic. So I would highly, highly recommend Auberge. I think if you're a vegan, the options here are really, really good. The staff are amazing, the character interactions are amazing, the setting is stunning. There's nothing bad about this at all. Everything about it is wonderful, so I highly recommend it. Something I also really love about character dining is it's a well-oiled machine. So when you come in, they find out what menu you'd like, the normal menu or the vegan menu. Then they bring you your drinks. Then they will bring you your food, and you've got time to eat your food before you start meeting the characters. So it's brilliant because you don't feel rushed, but it's also really well timed because obviously they do have another sitting after this. So you have an 8:15 or a 9:45. 8:15 is only for hotel guests, so you do have to be staying because you can get into the park during the extra magic hours. But so much fun. I'm so glad I did this. It was a great start to the day. So let's now go into the park and have another amazing Christmas festive season day. There are so many things to go and explore, so let's go. Last time that I was here, the teacups were not open, but I think they're back open. But on my way, I'm going to pop into a shop because, you know, we have to just double check that we haven't missed anything. I do love this shop as soon as you walk in because you have all this amazing decor. I know I'm too old for cuddly toys, but I do really enjoy these Mickey and Minnie's and their design. This is a shop that you can also find the saucer range, but this coat that everyone's got cannot be found anywhere. Of course, if it's Disneyland Paris shop, you cannot escape Stitch. The blue demon is everywhere. Although I do have to say he is quite cute with a little seagull on his head. Oh, I have spotted something that I haven't seen before, and I kind of love these winter puffer jackets. They're amazing. Oh, let's see how much a puffer jacket is. So it's €80, but considering like Spirit jerseys that are around the same price, and this is a full-blown coat, I think it's good. Oh, it's like puffy. Oh, I love this. I always think if a shop is on the way to somewhere, I might as well pop in. Don't know what you might see. Love those jackets though. That's so exciting. And it's one of those things that I always bring loads of layers, particularly in the winter, because you always need more layers than you anticipate. But then I also end up bringing too many things. I'm still going to be doing this all day because I want my ears to be up, so I do apologise. And the problem is though, well, it's not a problem, it's a great thing. If you do need more layers, you can buy them here, which is great. It's not good for the bank balance, but it's great for you. So if you are of a court short, there's so many different types of clothing here. You'll be absolutely fine. I do love the jacket, but I've only got a cabin case and I do not have any space because I've brought so many layers with me. So we'll have to be selective about what we buy. I cannot even begin to tell you how excited I am to go back on the teacups. It's one of those things, I don't know why I love it so much, but I just think it's such a classic attraction. Never really has a long wait. It's amazing, and it's weird because I get motion sick on a lot of rides, but not on this at all. I don't know why. Maybe it's like being British. We're like, anything to do with tea, we can deal with. If this was like a different theme, maybe I would feel dizzy and motion sick, but they're like, it's very British, so we can power through. Which teacup shall we choose? I do like pink, but I do also like yellow. Maybe we'll go yellow. Didn't even consider that. I'm like, I'll have breakfast and immediately go on the teacups. The one thing I would say, these are very hard to spit, and you definitely need multiple people, or at least not doing it with one hand like I try. Here we go. Dumbo has a very, very short queue. However, I can feel that it's like starting to spit. So I'm like, will we get on it before it starts properly raining? That is the challenge. Now the downside in getting in this queue is it's now 9:40. So there's a high likelihood that I might be on Dumbo when the virtual queue goes live. So we have to multitask by enjoying Dumbo and trying to book. I'm going to use mobile data because that seems like a more higher chance of getting it than their Disney Wi-Fi. So hopefully this will go on longer and I can book before going on, but you know, if it needs must, we will book whilst on ride. Guys, that was the most Disney Pro experience of my life when I'm exhilarated. I was on Dumbo, it's pouring with rain, I got the virtual queue for Santa and I'm meeting him in 12 minutes time. That was amazing. It was very stressful because they were checking everyone's belts, and when they got to me, it's when the virtual queue went live, and I was like, I'm fine, I'm in. And we did it all. It was prime multitasking, and now I've got to head over to go meet Santa. Can we also just talk about how incredible this flower bed is? Look at its colours. Love it. And the Disney ducks. What a life. I genuinely feel like a child right now. I'm so excited to meet Santa, and I'm not prepared. I wasn't prepared to get to meet him so soon, and I can't even remember the last time I met Santa, and I just can't wait. So I'm going to take the quickest route into Tomorrowland, which is down the side of the castle, past Snow White's Wishing Well, and then you're right by Tomorrowland. I don't actually know exactly where he is in Tomorrowland, so we'll have to go scout him out. I've got a feeling he might be in Videopolis, where they've previously had character meets for like Minnie and Stitch. I think he's going to be in that area, so let's go find Santa. Right next to the castle as well, you also have this stage, which I think is set for Tinkerbell, who from December 1st is going to be doing an advent show every single day. And it looks like on the stage, you've got a castle advent calendar. So this looks amazing. That is something to note, that not all of the Christmas celebrations start at the same time. So when the Christmas season first started, you had most of the things. There's been a few things that have been added in the week since, and then this Tinkerbell show will start on the 1st of December. So it's worth noting that if you book at the very start of the season, you might miss out on a few things. So if you go a bit later in the season, you get a bit more bang for your buck. So I have just turned up, and it is the place that is next to Videopolis. It's called Arcade Fate. No, it's not. It's called Arcade Beta. I don't know why I thought Fate. I must be in the Christmas book. But I actually think I am the first person here, because like the doors aren't open. Everyone's just arriving now, so I feel like I'm like the first slot of the day, which is absolutely incredible. So it actually says I'm ticket number 2. That's how early I was. Ticket number 2. As soon as you step in, it's super festive. You have these amazing sets, and it's nice that they kind of have like a wall up, so that when you actually meet Santa, it's like you've got a little bit of privacy to have a little chat about your Christmas wishes.
So did you already make your Christmas tree?
Yes, I have.
You do?
And it's got glitter and it's very sparkly.
Is there a star on the top?
Actually, I've got Jack Skellington.
Oh,
It's amazing.
it's good too.
Yes, it still works. It's
Okay,
wonderful.
great.
Thank you so
Cheers.
much.
Lovely.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. It's been perfect
Sophie.
to meet you.
Have a lovely day,
Thank you.
and we meet on Christmas Eve.
Yes, I'm very excited. I'm very excited.
Bye-bye.
Thank
See you
so much.
soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Meeting Santa was absolutely incredible. I was like a little child. It was so great, because he was like, come and sit down. Have you sent your list yet? And I was like, I didn't know at my age if I'm allowed to send a list. And he's like, good news. Doesn't matter if you've sent your list. You're on the good list. So you're getting presents anyway. And I was like, officially on the good list. But it was so lovely, and he was so like Santa. I know that sounds silly, but he was so like Santa, and it was magical. Like an amazing backdrop as well, amazing setting. The cast members were fantastic, so I absolutely loved that. It was pouring with rain when I went in, so I came into Videopolis. I've been watching some Christmas cartoons here. It's a great place to have a little sit down rest, and they always have something going on in the Christmas season. It's Christmas cartoons. I'm going to head out now and go to Star Traders. Now, the good news is, even though it has been raining, most of the Christmas festivities are in the afternoon. So the one that starts in the morning is Mrs. Claus. She does a little show where you can meet her. If I don't get to do that today, I can do that tomorrow. And then from 1 o'clock onwards, there's lots of Christmas things going on. So I'll see how many we can get done today, and then whatever we don't get done, we can do tomorrow. But I'm loving it. Festive season is the best time to come, because the parks are so beautiful, but there's just so many extra things to experience on top of all the normal things. So it's just fantastic. One thing I would like to point out, this hat is driving me mad with these ears. I'm wondering if it would work but be dangerous if I were to stick pins from the inside into the ears, so it would keep them up. Not that I have pins on me, but it's driving me batty how they don't stay up. But apart from that, it's been an amazing day. As we are in Discovery Land, I'm going to go over to one of my favourite shops. We're going to go into Star Traders. Got to go and have a look, see if they've got any new merch. So let's go in and see if there is anything new to be discovered. They've still got this jacket that I saw in the outlet in Orlando, and I'm like, probably should have got it when it was a cheap price. I do love that they've got an "Are We There Yet" t-shirt. And I do love this fleece. I love fleece. I'm really into fleeces at the moment. And this one's all glittery and shiny. But I also love that they have Christmas range. I actually saw these ears when I was in California in 2023, and I love them. And I'm like, oh, these might be Christmas ears to get. They have a Christmas Grogu Funko Pop, which is amazing. That is very cute. They always have a little Grogu section, and I do think this cap is super cute. I love that you can get this Star Speeder, so you can actually get like a replica of what you are riding on Star Tours, which is amazing. I do also like this jacket. I think that's such a nice design. Oh, it's so cute. This is quite a fun t-shirt. This is the sort of thing you would see on Etsy, like someone's made a Darth Vader / management consultant t-shirt, but I love that Disney are leaning into it. Or is it a bad thing? Because they're like, we're taking other people's concepts. So now I don't know what to do, because like I say, the shows don't start till from 1 o'clock onwards. So I think what I might do is head into Fantasyland via that kind of back entrance where you end up near It's a Small World, and do some more rides in Fantasyland that I hadn't gone on. Then I might grab some lunch and then get a spot for the first show, which I'm very excited about. And there seems to be a lot back to back, and I don't know if it's that case of you can't do them back to back because you might need to get there a bit early to get a spot. So it might be, if you see one timing, you can watch that show. The next show that's immediately after it, you might have to skip and do the other one. Like, what happens? Oh, we've encountered a problem. The secret pathway is currently closed, so we'll have to go the long way. There is actually another option, which is to have lunch now. It's a little bit of an early lunch, but then it means I've got time to get to the first show at 1 o'clock a bit early to get a spot. And it seems silly because you've had a breakfast this morning. However, what I would say is it was a super nice breakfast, but it's not one where you leave feeling like, oh my God, I can't move, I'm absolutely stuffed. So it's kind of like, you know, when you go to a fine dining meal, it's lovely food, but it's not like excessive portions. So I'm still hungry enough to have lunch. Maybe we'll do that. At Cafe Hyperion, you can actually order on the screens yourself, or opposite, you can just pay at the cashier, whichever you prefer. This is also a quick service restaurant that does do mobile order, so if it's the height of a time, say lunch or dinner, it might be good to mobile order. This is a restaurant that stays open quite late, which is also one of the reasons why it is super popular, because in the evenings a lot of restaurants do shut, but this is one that will stay open, so a lot of people will end up coming here. And the vegan burger is the one you can get in other places like Cowboy Cookout, but I've always heard this one isn't as good. So we're going to put it to the test today. If you have ordered yourself via the machines, you come to the order pickup section and you will actually have your receipt, and it will tell you where to go and your order number. Something that's great about Cafe Hyperion is there's tons and tons of seating, and it actually has a view of Videopolis. So if there was a show going on in Videopolis that you do want to see, what can be a good option, instead of queuing for the seating area, is to get a meal here, and then you can watch the show from up here without having to have waited to get in. So that could be a good time to time your meal. So I went for the meal option where you get the plant-based burger, and I like that it tells you it's plant-based on the wrapper, fries and a drink, and that came to €17. Now the plant-based burger in here is kind of a basic burger, which is kind of good I think, because sometimes you do need something that is going to appeal to a lot of people, and if you start putting like fancy or strange ingredients in, it can put people off. So it's good to know that this is actually an option that a lot of people will be able to eat and enjoy. It has a plant-based patty, it has tomato, it has lettuce, it has some vegan sauce. It's kind of got a little bit of everything in here that you would expect from a burger. So let's try it. What is great is Disneyland Paris have an official partnership with Beyond Meat. So it is a Beyond patty, and they always taste delicious. The bun's actually like a whole wheat bun. So it's kind of nice to have a little bit of something a bit different. And all the traditional fillings are nice, they're fresh. So I think this is like a good tasting burger. You also have some gherkins in here, which I absolutely love because I think it adds so much to a burger. I think this is a good all-round solid burger. It has the fillings that you expect. The Beyond patty tastes really nice. It's like a really great grilled taste. The bun is very nice. It's soft. So I'm actually impressed with this. I was thinking it's not going to be good. I haven't heard good things about Cafe Hyperion, and I thought this was going to be a bit of a letdown, but I just think this is a solid option. One thing I will say is I'm here at the very start of the lunch service, so sometimes if you come in peak hours, there may be some inconsistency with how good things are. We find this a lot with Casey's Corner. Sometimes you can go and have a great hot dog, other times you go and it's not that good because it's kind of, they're in a big rush. But this is way better than I was expecting. I avoided coming to this restaurant for many years because everyone was like, it's terrible. Actually, I think this is great, and the fact that there's so much seating, it's lovely and warm, and that you can watch the shows that are on at Videopolis and not have to queue. I think this is a really good option, so I would definitely come back here again. You also get some of the fries, which is just the classic Disney fries, so let's try them. They're fine. I think they can do with salt. They do need some sort of flavouring. You can also order ketchup, mustard, things like that, if you'd like something to have with them, but it's a pretty solid meal. I love that at the moment the cups are from Lounge Lightspeed, which was here in the summer. It was a Star Wars themed bar, which looked so fun. It was only here for a very short period of time, so I didn't get to experience it, but we're getting to have a little look at the cups. Lounge Lightspeed though was astronomically expensive for what you got, and it was stuff like you could order a soft drink, and I think you got some biscuits, but obviously they weren't vegan, so you couldn't have them. And it was like €15 or something for a soft drink and 2 biscuits. It was crazy. But I'd love for them just to keep doing these kind of like pop-up experiences. And Star Wars is always super popular, so I think that was super fun. But maybe they could sort the pricing out a bit. That would be amazing. But I would say overall, I've been very impressed with Cafe Hyperion. It's exceeded my expectations. I would definitely come back here. It is a basic burger, but I thought it was great. The ingredients were fresh. It tasted really nice. The fries do need salt. They need something. But I think for €17 or it was £15, it's not a bad option at all. And like I said, because there's so much seating, it could be great compared to other places which are a bit smaller. And the view of the stage, if you're watching a show, fantastic. So I'm sold. I've avoided here for so long and I didn't need to. So it has started raining again, so I've hot-footed it over to the Christmas shop. So I'm going to have a little look in here. I've got a feeling that the ornaments you see in places like Walt Disney is probably the same. Let's go have a look. This is another shop that is just super beautiful inside, and it's actually open all year round. So if you do want something Christmassy to commemorate your trip, do come in here. Still love this Winnie the Pooh with his jumper on. I really like this Christmas blanket. That's so nice. It's €30, but it's so Christmassy. I do really want a Gus, and I'm like, do I pull the trigger and get him today? Should have got him yesterday. It would have been perfect at Auberge. But my backpack's quite full at the moment, and where it's raining, I don't really want to have a carrier bag getting wet. So we might be sensible and hold off. I think I'm going to keep ducking into shops whilst it's raining on my way to some sort of ride that's undercover. And I always like having a little look in this Snow White shop, mostly just for the Snow White cottage rather than the merchandise. But I think it's so cute in here. This has to be one of the most amazing entrances to shop ever, no? Look how cute is it? There is a big mirror on the wall, but is it magic? Is the real question. These notepads are really beautiful, and they're currently 40% off. But they're not €30 for a notepad, so even 40% off, that's an expensive notepad, but I love the Snow White one. These bell slippers are very cute. They've also got a bell cushion. This shop is mostly children's costumes, but there are a few princess items for adults as well. A shop that I haven't been in absolutely ages is the Pinocchio shop. And I think it's one of those, it's quite easy to walk past it. At the moment there's a lot of construction happening around Pinocchio, so I don't know if it will be open, but it is. I might go and have a little look in there, because I can't really remember what it sells. But I will go in every shop I come across. I do not discriminate. I need to see what merch is in there. So they have some construction walls, but I do like that they've got characters from Pinocchio showing you. You can still go in. And it does tell you the shop is still open during renovation. So let's pop in. It feels like a little secret with this. I do still really love these. I do love these plushies from Tokyo. They're just so cute, the colours. I also really like inside the shop you have all the puppets. So like you are in Geppetto's workshop, which is just so cute. It's interesting actually that Peter Pan doesn't have a shop, because most rides do have a shop associated with them, like this. As soon as you get off of Pinocchio you can go on it. Stuff like Pirates, the same. But Peter Pan, seeing as how popular a ride it is, doesn't have its own shop, which is very interesting. But it's interesting as well how here Phantom Manor doesn't have a shop directly next to it, but the big shop in Frontierland has all of the rides included. Whereas obviously in Disney World it has its own little shop, so yeah, it's interesting to see who gets a shop and who doesn't. And I don't know if it's just things that have more merch will naturally have a shop, but then like Pinocchio doesn't really have any merch, so who knows who makes these decisions. I think it's really interesting because obviously Disneyland Paris is much smaller than somewhere like Disney World. However, because it is much smaller, sometimes you end up doing as much or if not more walking, because you would go, oh, just pop over there, oh, just do that, and you end up going zigzagging across the park or going around the park multiple times. Whereas Disney World, because the parks are so big, you kind of go in one order, like a loop or something. So I think you end up walking much more than you realise, because at the moment I'm like, it's a show I want to watch at 1 o'clock. Whether it will happen or not, because of the weather, I don't know. But I'm like, what should we do in the meantime? And the ride wait times have got quite busy, which is interesting because it's a Tuesday in November. It shouldn't really be busy. So I was like, maybe I'll go on Indiana Jones. That sounds fun. But then you're just walking from like Fantasyland all the way over there. Then I'll go back to the Castle Hub. Then there's like another show that is back in Discoveryland. So you're just going all over the place. But that's the good thing, is that everything is very close by. So whatever you fancy doing, you can easily get to. However, it can be tiring. So just make sure you take your little breaks. So having like a little sit down in Videopolis in this sort of weather is perfect. And it just gives you a little time to rest and recover, watch some cartoons, get out of the rain. And yeah, that's my go-to spot. If I ever need a rest, that's where I'm going. But for now, let's head over to Indy and go on Indiana Jones, which the single rider queue is normally quite short, so that should be good. So you cannot record on Indiana Jones, so I shall leave you here for a second and let you know how it was when I get off. I really enjoy that ride. It's always so much fun. And I think what's great is if you are nervous of coasters, or particularly ones that go upside down, this is quite a good one to try out, because I would say Thrill, it's just above Big Thunder Mountain because of the loop, but it's a very short, small loop, so it's good to test out if you like loops or not on this. It's definitely not as intense as something like Space Mountain or even Crush's coaster, I would say. So I think this is a good all around if you're testing out whether you like coasters, because it's less than a minute long, so if you don't like it, you're off very quickly. Or if you're thinking about, do I want to do a loop, would I feel like I'm comfortable with it? It's a really small little loop. So I think this is like a great little coaster to test things out, and always so much fun. And I walked straight onto the next ride, so that was fantastic. So I was going to start heading towards Main Street because there is a princess show in the Castle Hub. However, it started raining again, and I'm pretty sure it won't go ahead. So I might head that way, have a look at one of my favourite shops. We haven't been in this Frontierland shop yet, and see if the weather clears up, and if not, we can adapt to the plan. And the good thing is, like I say, I can come back tomorrow, so anything I miss today, hopefully I can do tomorrow, because I'm here for most of the day tomorrow, which is great. That makes life a bit easier. And hopefully this weather will clear up. It's supposed to clear up in the afternoon, and then we could just have like at least get a few things done, knocked out, so that there's less to do tomorrow and we don't feel like we're missing out on anything. But first, let's go in one of my favourite shops to see if there's anything new in. I do love that they have a blanket with all of the Disney animals on, and my cat loves sleeping on blankets. This would be so cute. The downside with the blanket is very big. However, I'm still thinking about getting this because it's got 30% off and I think it looks really cool. I think if I do end up getting it, I'll get it on my way back to my hotel, so that one, I'm not carrying it around because like I say, it's raining, it's pretty miserable, and two, then I'll be able to pack it, because tonight we'll have to do that, presumably. Which is no fun. I do think these are too cute. They definitely wouldn't fit in the case, but they are too cute. This shop is always the place to come for Phantom Manor, Big Thunder Mountain, and weirdly Nightmare Before Christmas merch, and then it will change seasonally. So at the moment there's loads of Christmas stuff. When I was here at Halloween, it was all villain stuff, so I do love seeing what they have in here. So I am heading through the little covered walkways and then up an arcade to see if this Christmas gathering show is going to take place, and it was supposed to be at the Main Street Hub. I don't think it's going to happen, and if that's not going to happen, then the princesses definitely aren't going to happen. So we'll have a little look, and then if not, we can kind of scrap that and move on to maybe doing some other indoor rides or something until the weather clears up, and then hopefully the shows will begin. So it is supposed to clear up about 2:30. It's about 1 o'clock now. So we can find something to do for an hour and a bit. Okay, well, people are optimistically standing here. The rain has got worse, but there are cast members out, which looks like it is going to go ahead. So there aren't many spots left, interestingly, because a lot of people have turned up. So I'll see what I can capture. I think with my eyes I'll be able to see a lot, but on camera it might not be that good. But let's see. They were pointing towards the train station and then the centre hub. So we'll see what happens. So they've always stood there for ages, and then like 1 minute before it starts they're like, no, it's raining. Which is quite funny because it has been raining for hours by this point, so I think they should have just knocked on the head. I feel so sorry for all the poor cast members that have been stood out doing kind of crowd control and making sure people are getting out of the way for, I assume they're arriving on a vehicle because they're clearing the road. So that's what I'm assuming was going to happen. And they've had to stand out here in the pouring rain getting soaked, and then they're like, no, just joking. So let's go and find somewhere indoors. I thought I'd quickly pop into the storybook store because here they do sometimes have some unique things. They also have a lot of pins, like collectors, art books, stuff like that. Let's see what they've got in. Oh my god, I love these Chip and Dale Phantom Manor pins. Amazing. Pins are something I've never got into because I know once I get into them, I will be bankrupt. So I typically don't look at them. Some of these designs are really, really nice as like just a souvenir. They've also got some Christmas pins. Of course, they're nearly all stitched. It doesn't need to be said. Obviously, that's what's happening. They also have these kind of like monthly releases, and these are giant pins, and they're €50. And this actually shows you all the different pins that are just for this month. This shop also sells a lot of board games, and I'm always tempted to get the Monopoly. But it's great to see like puzzles and games. And they have these really nice books that are kind of like art and like collectible books, but they're mostly in French. But if you can read French, they're amazing to get. I never stop finding it funny that in Europe they had to change Moa into Viana. And there's a very specific reason for this, which is of a more adult nature. But it's really funny. I've just stumbled across these glass tarot cards, and the Phantom Manor range is incredible. And it's like, I don't need these, but I love them. They're €39 each. I think that's like merch that's right up my alley. I'm like, oh my god. So the princess show is definitely not happening. So the next show, I think I'm going to try and see, is Let's Sing Christmas. Have I made that up? I think that's the name of the show. And that's indoors, so that should happen. Now, what I'm thinking is I might go over to Videopolis now, just so I can have a little break, sit down, and then get in the queue, because I'm assuming if you're sat in there, they'll kick you out to get in the queue for the show. So if I rest my feet now, I'll be ready to queue for however long I need to see this show. And worst comes to the worst, I can grab something from Cafe Hyperion and sit in one of those seats, like get a drink or something, and yeah, watch it that way. So I think that'll be so lovely, and it'll be great because it's just like the start of the Christmas things. And like I say, from like 2:30 onwards it is supposed to stop raining, so hopefully once I've seen that show everything else should be going ahead. I'd really like to see 2 parades today. It's the same parade twice, but once it'll be kind of in the daytime and once at night. So that would be amazing. I would say this is the one downside with the rain, is that of course you have indoor rides, which is fantastic, but obviously those ride wait times go up a bit when it is raining. So like between things, sometimes you're trying to work out what am I gonna do, because you don't want to be in the rain as much as possible. But like I say, the good thing is tomorrow I've still got time. If anything else gets cancelled, we'll just do it tomorrow. It's not a problem. And it's actually been quite nice having a more relaxed pace, just seeing what happens. And like I say, that is one of the luxuries of if you get to come a bit more frequently, you can do different trips. So like this trip, I knew I wanted to focus on the Christmas things, and anything else was a bonus. So it has been nice to kind of get a mixture of shows, everything. I'm kind of interested in going on the train because I love going on the train, and I haven't done that. So I'm like, that could be something good to do in between, because you're kind of undercover. Hopefully, it could be a disaster. You could get really wet, but there's lots of bits and bobs still available to do. So let's go have a little break out of the rain, rest our feet, ready for queuing for the show. So I was sat in Videopolis for a little bit, and then what happened was about an hour and 10 minutes before the show is about to start, they kick everyone out so they can prepare for it. So I sat down in Arcade Alpha, which you can get fuel rods and things like that in. It's just like an area you can sit on the floor. Went in there for a little bit to wait to see if I could get the 2 PM Jack Skellington. Could not get it. I was so lucky with Santa and Jack. It's just impossible to get. So we will try him again tomorrow. So now there's 2 options: either stand in the rain for 45 minutes and wait for the show, Or the other option could be go back to the hotel to have a little bit of a break, get out of the rain, come back later in the day when it's not raining, see the parade at night time. The rest of the stuff I can see tomorrow because the weather should play along, because that's the thing, today we would have already seen a lot of things if it had not been for the weather. So tomorrow we'll just see what we can see, but maybe now is a good time to go back to the hotel, get the merch that I want to get on the way, and then I can get that in the case, get that ready to go, and come back later on. The rain should have cleared up. It shouldn't be like this. It'll be easier to do things, to see the nighttime show, get some food. So I'm thinking that might be a good idea, because I'm like, otherwise it means standing in long queues for rides, standing in a long queue waiting to go in the show in the rain, stuff like that. So I'm like, let's just get out of the rain. And because I've not stayed at Sequoia Lodge before, or for like 30 something years, it's nice to go and relax in the room for a little bit. So I'm like, that's the plan, let's do that. As I make my way out of the park, I'm going to pop into Emporium and get this Gus shoulder pal. It's happening. And actually I think it is a good time to have a break, because realistically I left my room at like 7:30 in the morning. There's no way you could stay out till super late with no breaks. So this will be nice to go back, come back to the park feeling refreshed, a bit more energy, and also not thinking about, I know we don't like thinking about packing and leaving, but there's nothing worse than doing a super long day and then being like, oh gosh, now I've got to pack, and you end up having a really late night. So this is a good idea. The universe was like, we're going to make you have a break. The goods have been secured, so I'm going to grab him and then head to Disney Village, because I'm going to get, I think, the Haunted Mansion like light up thing. Do I need it? No, but does it look really cool? Yes it does, and it's got 30% off. I had a sudden panic that they weren't going to have any, because I could not find him, but we found him. And I remembered I was thinking about, I'd seen him in World of Disney, which is a completely different shop. But luckily they had him, so let's head back, get this other item. I am still thinking about that tarot card glass thing, because that was amazing. But I'm like, do we need to buy all the things? No, but we can. But Gus I managed to get with my gift card, and I've still got €3 left, so that will go towards my Haunted Mansion, a little light up thing. So yeah, this is amazing. But I do love those glass tarot cards, but it's also that worry of how am I going to get it home in one piece. The other option is, if you don't want to go back to your hotel, or if you're staying off site, you could have breaks in Disney Village, because there's a Starbucks, the sports bar, Royal Pub. There's places that you can sit down, have a drink, relax. Or you could go to one of the hotels. You could go to one of their bars that they have. If you go to the Valley Resorts, they also have Starbucks. So there are places you can relax without going back to a hotel if you don't necessarily want to. So that's always good to know. But I'm like, I'm really enjoying Sequoia Lodge, so let's go spend a bit more time there. But first, going in the shop, getting the items, securing the goods. So I have had a lovely break in the room. I've been sorting out my stuff to pack, which is no fun, but I am ready now. I've put an extra layer on because it's a bit cold in the room, which is ridiculous, because how does that happen? Ridiculous. I've turned the heating up, put another layer on, gonna head back out now. And trying to see the parade, which I'm so excited. This is the thing I was most excited for during a Christmas trip. So we're going to go do that now, get some dinner, and then just see where the night takes us. But I'm very excited for this nighttime parade. I think nighttime parades are like next level amazing. So we're going to go see that, and then hopefully tomorrow, maybe we'll see the daytime version as well. But as long as we've seen it, I think the nighttime one is the one you should see. So let's go. I am now back in the park, and this never gets any less stunning. It's so beautiful. But I'm going to head to the Castle Hub ready for the parade. Now I think like most parades these days, they have a little section where they will maybe get off and do a show in the Castle Hub. So I always feel like that's the best place to watch. I do love that Disneyland Paris has started doing this. Obviously your traditional parade was just floats that went along a route. They've started adding in the like show element, which is amazing. So let's go look. So I thought I'd get the insider scoop from a cast member, and she was saying there's two actual stops. There's the Castle Hub, and then there's by the Christmas tree. And she said by the Christmas tree is actually more impressive. So it's worth going to see that. So I'm like, maybe we'll try and get a spot over here. So I have staked out a spot in front of Flora's so that I've got a view of the the Christmas tree. I haven't seen this parade before, so I'm not quite sure what to expect. Hopefully we'll get a good view here, but this should be very, very exciting. And just gotta wait now, just gotta be patient. I think I'm here about 40 minutes early, but there are already people standing around getting the good spots, so it's definitely worth it for the parades getting here with good time. I would say as well, other parades where you do have shows in the castle hub, make sure you get there 30-45 minutes early, just so that you can make sure you get a good spot. But I'm very excited for this. The great news is though, is the parade starts at this end, so you will be at the very, very beginning of the parade. So when they say it starts at 5:45, you will actually be there at 5:45. Obviously, when it goes down Main Street, is about another 5-10 minutes until it gets to the castle hub. But they have said that what the performance is in front of the tree is the same at the castle hub, so it kind of depends which background you prefer. About 20 minutes before the parade starts, they have a little moment where Main Street is all lit up and all the projections start, and it's very, very cute. So if you're in this area, you also get to capture that, which is lovely.
And now, Mickey's Dazzling Christmas Parade! Les enfants, j'arrive! I'm coming to town!
That was absolutely amazing. Not me crying in Disney yet again, but I don't know what I was expecting. I don't know why I sometimes don't come prepared. I deliberately don't watch things, so I don't know, and then I'm always overwhelmed. And I'm like, oh my god, it's so good! And that was amazing, and I had the best spot. So thank you so much to the amazing cast member who was like, see it here. They actually do 2 circles, so you see the characters twice, and I loved it. The song is catchy, the character sheet is amazing, there was snow, it was all going on. It was absolutely amazing. That's definitely been the highlight of the trip so far. As I was walking to Frontierland, I caught a little glimpse that if you watch it at the castle hut, they have projections on the castle, so you get kind of 2 different experiences. So if you're here multiple nights, it's so worthwhile seeing it in 2 different locations to get both the experiences. I'm not feeling 100% well, and it could just be it's been a long day. I was up super early, I didn't sleep super well, it's been cold most of the day, but I think I'm going to go and have a little sit down now and get something to eat, see if that helps, get kill or cure, as they say. And I think I'm going to go to restaurant Hakuna Matata because I haven't been there for a while, and I do love the chakalaka. So let's get some nice, like, comforting, warm food and see how we feel afterwards. If you head towards restaurant Hakuna Matata and you want to see projections but you don't want to be on Main Street and fireworks, you can actually see it from here. You won't be able to hear the music, but you do get a great view of the castle. You can also see the drones. So if you're looking for somewhere quieter, this area, this specific area will be shut off, but the bridge that goes towards, like, Pirates of the Caribbean, you could stand on there. But instead, we're going to head into restaurant Hakuna Matata and get some din-dins. Turns out we're not doing that because it's closed. So I'm going to go over to Colonel Hathies that have that amazing lentil curry. That is really, really good. And again, warm and comforting. So we're going to head over there instead. And it's literally just a few minutes walk, which is fantastic. I have to point out, I'm getting so stressed out with this hat. I wish the ears would just stay in place. It's very stressful having one ear up, one ear down, two ears down. You never know what's happening. This is always such a beautiful restaurant to walk up to, and I love the lights outside. Obviously, this time of year, no one's going to be sitting outside, but it's just so pretty. So let's head in and get a nice curry. So I've got the dal, which comes with rice and naan bread, and then I thought I'd try the pakora this time. I've had the Auberge before, but not pakora, so let's try this. I really like the interior of this restaurant, where it's all jungle themed and they have, like, animal noises. I think it's so cute. So and this is always such a good meal. I think this is one of the best quick service restaurants in Disneyland Park itself. I think it's easy to overlook because if you don't go on Indiana Jones, you might not come to this part of the park. It's so good. So tasty. And it's one of those things, it's not spicy. So again, it's going to be something for everyone. But it just tastes so good. And I'm going to try a pakora and see what they're like. You get 6 and they're €6.50. Same with the onion bhajis, you get 6. The onion bhajis taste a bit like if you get supermarket onion bhajis rather than Indian onion bhajis, but I'm imagining this will be the same. They probably are supermarket ones, but Oh, they have really nice flavour. Lots of good spices in there, not spicy, but really flavourful. And it's nice that it's lots of different vegetables, which is great. Another lovely meal at Colonel Hathies. It was really nice to have, like, a little sit down. And I do feel a little bit better, which is good. So I might start heading towards the front of the park. And if we come across anything, we might do it. But I'm quite fancying having a bit of an earlier night because you forget how long the day has been. Because you're just having so much fun. You don't realise, you're like, oh my God, this has been like 14 hours later. Or something ridiculous. So we're going to... that was terrible math. It's definitely not been 14 hours, but you know the sentiment. And what's really nice is the main theme of this trip was Christmas. And that parade, I can't get over it. I'm obsessed. It was so good. And that was the main thing I wanted to do this evening. So I'm very glad we accomplished that, and the rain has gone, and it's supposed to be better tomorrow. So I feel like some of the things I had to skip over today, I should be able to do tomorrow. So I feel like tomorrow is going to be another amazing Christmas day, which is so lovely when every day of your trip there's something to do. So in some ways, maybe the rain was handy. Don't let it know that. But it's great that you've been able to spread out all the festivities across the entirety of the trip. So let's start walking towards the front of the park and see if we come across anything. I think there's currently a 25-minute wait for Big Thunder, which would be joyful, and I loved going on it yesterday, particularly at night. However, after saying I don't feel 100% great, I don't know if I should immediately go on it. So maybe we'll save that. We'll see if we can get back on it tomorrow. And one of my other favourites is just around the corner, so maybe we will go on one final ride before heading out, because, you know, I better go say hello to the haunts, and if anything terrible happens to me in the night, then you know I've probably joined them. So next time you come to Disneyland Paris, you can come see me in Phantom Manor if I've expired. In other news, the Molly Brown is back and in operation again, which is very exciting, and it doesn't go at night, but at night when it is lit up, it is so stunning. And then behind it you have Phantom Manor, right next to you have Big Thunder, which is so beautiful and scenic. Just have to stop by and see Bay. Final thing of the evening. Always so amazing. And every single time I'm here, I'm like, this is my dream house. Can you imagine living in that? Iconic.
You may not believe it, but beauty once lived in this house. Fantôme Manor a connu des jours heureux, mais les temps ont changé.
Veuillez faire attention à la marche en montant.
And witches, answer this call. Your presence is wanted at this ghostly ball.
Welcome, foolish mortals.
I love how at the beginning they're like, beauty once lived here, and I'm like, still amazing. I'd move in as is, no notes, don't need anything different. I love it as is. It's so good. So I'm now going to start heading towards Main Street because we might get to Main Street when it is the tree lighting ceremony. And yesterday, when I was there, it was 10 minutes earlier than it said it was on the app. And then you start second guessing, like, did I actually see the tree lighting ceremony? But they had music and they lit the tree, so it felt like a tree ceremony that was being lit. But let's go and see if it's any different today. It's still ages before the ceremony, but the snow is happening, the lights are glistening. So I don't know if they just intermittently have like this amazing bit of projection in the snow. It's just awesome. It would never get boring seeing it snow on Main Street, even if it is snow. Main Street is always so stunning, but this time of year it's just unbelievable. Just look at this. It's just the most amazing what you will ever see Main Street. I can't go over it. So there's still a little bit of a wait until the Christmas tree lighting ceremony, and I'm just gonna believe that yesterday that's what we saw. They had the songs, the tree was all different colours, it was amazing. And because I'm not feeling 100%, I do think I am going to head back to the hotel, but today has been amazing. To start the day with a carriage dining breakfast, and the carriages were wonderful. Plus, I got to meet Santa. I'm still over the moon that I managed to get the reservation lost on Dumbo, but that was an incredible meet. It was real Santa, it was really him, and he was amazing. I've also got to have a look at some of my favourite shops, been on Phantom Manor. The highlight of the day, of course, has been the parade, but just every day is a brilliant day in Disney, and it's actually been really nice to have a theme of the Christmas season, but also, again, it be a more relaxed trip. So it's been amazing, and tomorrow, the things we missed out on due to the rain, we will get to do. So even more jam-packed Christmasness tomorrow. So thank you so much for joining me. Tomorrow is the final day, which is so sad, but we've got most of the day here, which is a great news. So until next time, I hope you have the most magical day. Bye bye.